How to use Uber Driver app. So here's what the Driver app will look like when you first open it. If we slide up that middle bar, this is where you can see all your messages from Uber. To slide that all the way down, we'll just select it again. Now let's go over some basic functions here on the home screen. If you select that bottom left safety icon, this is the safety toolkit. From here, you can set up Record My Ride. You can set up Follow My Ride. You can also see your proof of trip status here if you need to show law enforcement. You can also report a crash here or call 911. Now, if you select the bottom right chart icon, this is where you can see earnings trends in your city. You can see there's a heat map as well as a graph showing demand. Now, if you select that message icon above that, when you're actually on a trip, this is where you can report any map issues. Next, if we select that top right search icon, this is destination mode. And in order to use the destination filter, you need to toggle it on and then search for a destination or select one of the destinations you have already there. And if I want to go into destination mode, from here, I would just select Go Online and navigate. Now, if we select that top middle dollar figure, the default view is the weekly summary. If I slide that to the right, this is the last trip view and this shows how much I earned on my last trip. Slide that to the left, slide to the left again. This is the Uber Pro view, and you can see your Uber Pro status here. Slide that to the right. Here's my weekly view again. If I want to view my weekly summary, I just select that. This is where I can see my earnings for the week. And if I select one of those blue per day graphs, it will just show how much I made for that day. Also at the top here where you see those dates, if you select that, this is where you can view your earnings over the last few weeks. Also, if you select this left arrow, you'll go back to your previous week earnings. And if you keep going left, you'll go back to the previous week and the previous week. Also on this weekly summary page, you can see your stats for the week and the breakdown. As far as my stats, you can see that I've driven for 9 hours and 24 minutes. If we select See Earnings Activity, this is where you can see all of the trips that you have given. And if you select one of those, this is where you can see the details of the trip. Alright, and in order to go back to the normal home screen, we'll just select the map. On the far bottom left, if you select that toggle, these are all the services that you're available for and you can toggle these on and off. You can see that I'm qualified for Connect, Deliveries, and UberX. And if I want to turn one of those off, I can just select the check mark in that box. And at the bottom there, it has the trip filters section. The only thing in there for me is teen requests and I have those turned off. Now, if we select that top left clipboard icon, this is where you have a ton of options. If I select my profile picture, this is where I can see my rating, my acceptance rate, and my cancellation rate. I can also see the total amount of trips and the amount of time I've driven for Uber. I can also see the total amount of trips and the amount of time I've driven for Uber. You can also see compliments and achievements here. You can also add fun facts about yourself here. If you do want to edit your profile, you can select that top right pencil icon. Here you can add some unique things about yourself. In order to get back to that menu with all the options, I'm going to select the top left clipboard icon again. If we select the inbox, this is where you get messages for any tips that you've received, also messages directly from Uber. If I select one of those tip messages, I've already sent thanks for this tip. But if I hadn't sent thanks for this tip, right where it says thanks sent, it would say send thanks for tip. And if you select that, it will send the passenger a thank you for the tip that they gave you. Now, if we select that Refer Friends tab, this is where you can get your referral link to drive for Uber. And when you refer drivers to Uber, there's a possibility of getting some bonus money. Now, if we select that Opportunities tab, this is where you'll see all promotions, reservations, or events. If we select that Earnings tab, this takes us to a different view. If we select that Wallet tab, this is where you can see any payouts that you're scheduled to receive. You can also see previous payout activity here, and you can also edit any payment methods here if you'd like to. If we select that Plus Card tab, this is where you can get the Uber Plus card if you'd like to. If we select the Tax Info tab, this is where you can get any and all tax information. If we select the Manage Uber Account tab, this is where you can edit all your Uber account information, your name, you can add any pronouns. You can also edit your phone number here or your email address. There's also a security area. This is where you can edit all your security settings, your password, your two-step verification, any passkeys that you want to create. There's also the privacy and data area. This is where you can see what third-party apps you've granted access to your account to. If we select the Edit Address tab, this is where you can change your address if you need to. If we select the Insurance tab, this is where you can get the insurance information that Uber provides. If we select that Privacy tab, this is the Privacy Center, and you can see here how Uber protects your data and privacy. If we select the App Settings tab, this is where you can change any and all app settings. There's the Sounds and Voice area where you can change the volume and also change what messages you receive. There's the Navigation area. This is where you choose your default navigation app. You also have navigation settings where you can have auto-navigate on. There's the Accessibility area. This is where you have a few accessibility settings. There's the Communication area. This is where you can edit your contact preferences as well as your marketing preferences. You can also choose here if you want night mode to turn on ever. There's also the Follow My Ride option here where you can choose to share your location with any family or friends. There's the Emergency Contacts area. You can enter any emergency contacts here if you'd like. There's the Speed Limit area. This is where you can choose whether or not you want the driver app to show the speed limit and also the speeds at which it will send you any speeding alerts. There's the 911 data sharing area. This is where you can choose to share any details with 911. There's the Ride Check area. This is where you can choose to toggle on any ride check notifications that you'll receive or any crash detection. So drivers may notice this if they're ever stopped for a really long time, may get a ride check notification asking if everything is okay. There's also the Record My Ride option. This is where you can set up Record My Ride with your phone if you want to. This is also where you'll see any dash cams that you have registered. And lastly, at the bottom there, you can sign out of the driver app here if you'd like to. Alright, next if we select that Help tab, this is the Help section where you can see any help topics